Good morning, everyone. How's everybody doing? Good morning. Debbie Sosak, hi all the way to Pennsylvania. Hi to Irma de la Cruz, Marty Lanier. How to Dora Fernandez, David Ditton, Diane McClara, Kathy Clark, Miss Kathy, Rhonda Wanke, Lee Alvery, Peggy Matson. Thank you so much. You say you look good today. Thank you. Yes, I had a good night's sleep. Sue Davis. Hello to Will Berginer. Questions all the way to the end, please. Betty Jenner, Cindy Shivers, Janet Burns, and Sue Mesbergine. Okay, let's start. How you doing, you guys? I'm Oscar Blue for Border Network News with my partner, Anthony Agüero. Follow my partner, Conservative Anthony, at his Instagram, his Twitter, and his page, his Facebook page as Conservative Anthony. Also, follow Border Network News. That is the network that my friend and partner, Conservative Anthony, and myself, we are a company from. So, how you doing, everyone? Is really nice to see you guys again. I'm Oscar Blue for Border Network News. And before we start, I'll tell you how the weather is over here. It's 17 degrees with precipitations of rain of 0%. Humidity is at 67%, and the winds are 14 kilometers per hour. And the dollar to buy is it went down a little bit. 17.859 pesos, $1, and to sell 18.250 to sell. What it's going on? Wow. This is the question that I want to ask before I start. How long is it going to take for our government, our president, our person in charge of the international relations, the woman in charge of the situation in immigration in Mexico, how long and how much is going to take for them to realize that this international pact of immigration, it was the biggest mistake ever made in history in Mexico? How long is it going to take for them to realize that this is hurting our country, the 68 million in poverty of Mexico, the 28 million in critical condition, and how much are we going to be able to take? They're taking away our land. They're taking away our women. They're raping our women, trafficking children. The amount in March went up. More than 8,000 children found unaccompanied. How much is it going to take for us to stand this arrogance of this government that we have? How much? How much? Today, people, today was another riot, another riot in the stations of siglo XXI, 21st century. Questions to the last, please. The station of siglo XXI, 21st century in Ciudad Hidalgo. Another riot. And I will address this in a human way. What is going on in Ciudad Hidalgo, it's unhuman. It's unhuman. What is going on in Ciudad Hidalgo. It's unhuman. But it's more unhuman the people that they are advertising, and they're telling everybody that it's okay to migrate. And that it's fantastic in Mexico. And that it's open doors and it's phenomenal in the United States. And that the United States is going to take care of you. It is so unbelievable how they are advertising this migration in the most positive and phenomenal way. That, people, is more unhuman than what they're doing in the place of Ciudad Hidalgo. That is more unhuman because they're provoking people and they're brainwashing people that this migration is okay and that this migration, it needs to happen. And that there's a prophecy that the Indians and that they're going to take over the land, that it was because you were this part of this land and yours is your land. So now you got to take over it. It's unbelievable how they are taking advantage of immigrants. And now we have another problem on another riot on the station of siglo XXI, that is the institutional or national of migration. Is a building, it's a federal building of the Department of the Institution National of Mexico. What happened? Apparently, this riot started with Cubans and people from Central America. And they started these riots because the visa of transit, or the permit to move from south to north, they used to give it in 20 days. They used to give it in 20 days. The visa of transit, 20 days. Now they're not giving it away because the immigration system in Mexico is closed. It's an order from the president. They're not giving no documents and no permits to these immigrants to transit and to move from south to north. That's why you see videos that they're escaping from they're jumping a wall, they're jumping a fence, because they don't care if they have a permit or not. So because of that they're not giving them visas of transit or the humanitarian visa. Cubans and Hondurans took over the installations of siglo XXI. And these are facts that we heard. Cubans, they took over the kitchen and they grabbed 12 knives, 12 sharp and big knives. So they were threatening the federal officers and the people that they were working in there. Also, they destroyed all the computers and the installations of the files that they had of every single immigrant. They destroyed everything. Also, the medical consult, where they do their checkups, they destroyed it, all of it too. Also, they threaten, look at this, they threaten if they don't get their visas of transit or their humanitarian visas, they're going to be holding hostage people now. Wow. They're going to be holding hostage people if they don't give them the humanitarian visa or the visas of transit. For the people that they work in there, there's no work. There's no work. For the people that they work in the inside, this federal building from Mexico, they don't want to work there. Why? Because they came in this morning and there was a riot. There's one pregnant lady that she is threatening to hold on a second. There's no food. There's no food. All of them are laying on the floor with no blankets. And this is the most unbelievable thing. This is the most unbelievable thing. Look at this. Hear this. There's a private security that it was hired to take over this federal installations. So there's a private security that they got hired. These people, these private securities, are working with the MARA, MS-13s and MS-18s. They're working inside, and you know what they're doing? Do you know what they're doing? This is what they're doing. They're selling the food at 100 pesos per plate. They're selling drugs, cocaine, marijuana, and all the drugs necessary. They're selling them inside the installations. The box of cigarettes, they are selling them at 400 pesos. That is almost $25 a box. And a little bag of cookies, they're selling them for 100 pesos. It's exactly the same situation that they were doing at El Barretal and the shelter of Contraviento y Marea, right here in Tijuana. They were charging 10 pesos an hour to charge your phone. They were taxing their own people 200 pesos a week for them to be secure. Now you see a pregnant lady threatening her life, and she's threatening that she's going to have an abortion if they don't take care of her. There's no food. They're laying down on the floor and they don't have no blankets. Now, the private security is working with the MS-13s and the MS-18s, and the speculation is that they're charging 100 pesos for a plate of food. They're selling drugs, cocaine, marijuana. The box of cigarettes is 400 pesos. That's almost $25. They're selling a little bag of cookies for 100 pesos. That's almost $5. Not only that, there's 10 people injured. 10 people injured. 10 people, they're injured. The federal police and federal agents had to use tear gas and rubber bullets. Another curious thing that is happening is that a lot of Cuban Americans and a lot of people that they were born in the United States, but they are from, their heritage is from Honduras. They are right there at Siglo XXI. They're trying to take out the people from this immigration federal building and take them with them. So that's kind of who are they If they have a family member, it's okay. But if they don't, who are they to come all the way down there and have the authorization to take out these people and move them all the way to the north? All of this escalated because we and the people of Mexico, the government, are not giving the visas of transit, the permit to move from the south to the north. A permit that it was denied by our president because of the threat of Donald J. Trump. They closed the offices. And from there, our president started saying, close it. Close the shop. So a lot of them are getting deported, and a lot of them are returning back to Guatemala. They don't want to be there. This is the question that I was asking. This is the question that I was asking when I just started. Why, when, and how? How did we get to this point? When is this going to stop? And why is happening to us? It's unbelievable. And it's more unhuman because there's a lot of people that are going to be human rights for them. They are laying on the floor. They don't got no food. They don't have no blankets. They're suffering in there. I agree with you. But it's more unhuman what these organizations from America and all these people that they're corrupt, what they're doing in Guatemala, in El Salvador, and Honduras, that they are advertising the migration to move to the north. That is triple of the unhuman that what is happening on that building. Why? Because you're advertising for them to go and suffer, to go into this building and suffer like this. You are the responsible ones for them to be suffering, for them to be without food, without clothing, to be brainwashed, and for them to be lied to. That it's open in Mexico, and for them to be lied to that the United States is going to take them. It's a lie. Stop lying. It's more unhuman what these organizations are doing, putting it on billboards over there in Salvador, in Guatemala, and Honduras, putting on billboards that it's okay to migrate. Migrate to Mexico. Migrate to the United States. The United States is going to take you. Mexico is going to take you. It's more unhuman that. Because if that did not exist, there wouldn't be this suffering. Stop that. Stop lying to the migrants. Stop lying to these people and tell them to fight for their land and tell them to fight for their country. Tell them that. Or help them legally. But don't lie to them and tell them that it's okay to migrate to our country, that they are raping our women, taking advantage of apartments and land that is abandoned, taking advantage of hurting police officers, hurting our country. We have 68 million in poverty, 60 million in poverty, 28 million in a critical condition, 68 million without medical care. How in the hell do you think that it's okay for you to advertise in billboards to come and migrate to Mexico when Mexico doesn't have the money for its own people? How in the hell do you think that it's okay to tell these people to migrate, and it's not unhuman to bribe them and to brainwash them to migrate to Mexico and to then lie to them that they have a gigantic possibility to go to the United States and the United States is going to take them. It is going to take them okay. okay. It's going to be the United States. You know what? Here's my medical care. Here's your Social Security. Here's your welfare. Here's everything. Take it. Take it and live, man. Take it and live. No borders. How it is okay? How do you think that is not unhuman? That is the most unhuman thing that it can exist. What you guys are doing. Because of that, it's happening this. Because of that, you got Cubans and you got people from Honduras that they took over the federal building of Siglo XXI. They kidnapped 12 knives, sharp knives, and they were threatening police officers. They destroyed the computers and the files of every immigrant. They destroyed the medical consult that they'd had for checkings and for the medical checkups. They're threatening now transit. They're gonna. They're threatening. If they don't give them the visas of transit, they're going to hold hostage. They're going to hold hostage people. And not only that, they're taking cell phones. There's a pregnant lady in there that is threatening her life. And she doesn't get the medical attention. She's going to commit an abortion, and there's no food. And there's the Mara Salvatruchas, the Maras, the MS-13s, MS-18s are taking advantage of the situation with the private security. So they're charging 100 pesos for plate. They're selling drugs, marijuana, cocaine in there. They're charging 400 pesos for a bag of cigarettes. They're charging 100 pesos for cookies. They have 10 people injured. And you think, that what you guys are doing, the unhuman thing of promoting, advertising, and putting on billboards, on gigantic billboards, that it's okay for you to migrate to Mexico and migrate to the United States, that is not unhuman. What we are doing is unhuman. What we are doing is, I'm a fascist. I'm a bigot. I am a racist. I'm a nationalist. I love my country and I love my city. I woke up right now. I woke up and it's time for everybody to wake up. I'm a nationalist like this guy. I worry about my country, and what you guys are doing is unhuman. And because of what you guys are doing that is unhuman, there's this riot after riot after riot. Africans, people from Asia, people from Central America, people from the islands of Cuba, people from everywhere. They are doing a riot because of hunger strike, because there's no food, because they're not giving them the visas of transit. And you guys are advertising them and telling them that it's okay to migrate, that they have all the documents, that they have the visas of transit, that they have the humanitarian visas, that they have everything for them, that when they get to the state, they have medical care, they have welfare, that they're going to take care of them in their shelter. There's no shelters. There's packed in the United States. There's no space. There's no space in Mexico. There's no space over there. Why are you guys doing this on humanity? You guys, the Democrats, the left, the socialists, the organizations of lawyers, you are the unhuman ones. You are the unhuman ones. That you're lying to immigrants. You're using immigrants to get a profit, to get money, to get cases in the United States, to get money. Because if you wanted to help, you were helping Mexicans for the longest of time to get asylum. We don't get asylum. And you guys are complaining now that in these installations of Siglo XXI, they're treating them unhuman. And it's unhuman of you guys promoting all this. It's unhuman. All of this, it's unhuman. And you guys are provoking in it. Till when our president is going to realize that this international pact of immigration is the biggest mistake that Mexico has ever made? 8,900 and something. I don't remember the amount, the exact amount, but 7,946 was the number of kids unaccompanied on February. The amount went up in March to 8,900 and an amount. Right there between 8,700 and 8,900. It went up. How do you guys think that it's not unhuman to have a checkpoint in Guatemala, in Honduras, in El Salvador to have DNA testing for children? It's not unhuman, right? Of course it is unhuman. Of course it is. And you guys are complaining now that they're not getting food, that they're not getting the best treatment, the medical treatment, that they're stuck there and they're not moving, and that the Mexican government is a piece of you know what. It's not. We have done more than much. 235,000 rations of food they have given to the immigrants of the Central America and Africa. 235,000. 68 million in 60 million in poverty in Mexico and 28 million in critical condition. Don't you think those 235,000 would be good for our own people? But I'm a racist, I'm a fascist, and I'm a bigot. Hell with you. Whenever I see you, whoever calls me a fascist, whoever calls me a racist, and whoever calls me a bigot, hell with you. I don't care. I care about my country, I care about my city, and I live by the philosophy of this man. This man. First, the people. First, our land. First, our freedom. First, Mexico. And now, this unhuman things are happening on Chiapas. On our land, on our country, with people that they are not from our land, from our country. So other problems from Cuba, problems from Honduras, problems from, let me tell you all the problems that we got. So just so you know, we got 60 million in poverty in Mexico, 28 million in critical condition. We got 68 million people without Social Security and medical care. And also, we got 15 cities on the top 50 for violence and delinquency, 4 on the top 5, 5 on the top 10. But we are taking over these problems. We have problems. We are arranged. Look, how many problems do we got? We're not taking care of our priorities, of our people, but we're taking care of other people's priorities and other problems. We're taking care of Belize, Guatemala, El Salvador, Honduras, Nicaragua, Costa Rica, Panamá, Ecuador, Perú, Jamaica, Haití, República Dominicana, Cuba, Venezuela, Colombia, Guyana, Suriname, Guyana Francesa. We're taking care of problems in Africa, problems in Senegal, Gambia, Guinea-Bissau, Guinea, Sierra Leone, Costa de Marfil, Ghana, Nigeria, Gabon, and Congo. Also, we're taking care of problems of England, Portugal, Spain, France, and Holland. So all those problems, we need to take care of them. We need to address them first because it's unhuman. But what is going on in our country is not unhuman. What is going on with our people is not unhuman. While they're violating the Constitution, how they're violating our rights, how they're violating our human rights, it's not unhuman. What is unhuman is that Mexico is in the United States. Mexico and the United States don't have. They're really irresponsible and they're unhuman for we're not taking care of Belize, Guatemala, El Salvador, Honduras, Nicaragua, Costa Rica, Panamá, Ecuador, Perú, Bolivia, Jamaica, Haití, Cuba, República Dominicana, Venezuela, Colombia, Guyana, Suriname, Guyana Francesa, England, Portugal, Spain, France, Holland, Senegal, Gambia, Guinea-Bissau, Guinea, Costa de Marfil, Ghana, Nigeria, Gabon, and Congo. We are really irresponsible, right? You got more than 350,000 veterans homeless in the United States. You got the people that I just told you in Mexico, more than 60 million in poverty, 28 million in critical condition. And you got, thousands of deported Mexicans right here waiting for their case. And we come in second priority. We are a second priority. And it's unhuman what we're doing. But you put on billboards, you put on advertisement, you use social media in Guatemala. You use social media, you put billboards, you use your mass communication television programs to advise and to advertise people to move to the north, to all these countries: Belize, Guatemala, Salvador, Honduras, Nicaragua, Costa Rica, Panamá, Ecuador, Perú, Bolivia, Haití, Jamaica, Cuba, República Dominicana, Venezuela, Colombia, Guyana, Surinam, Guyana Francesa, Bolivia, all these places. You put billboards and you tell everybody that it's okay to migrate, and that is not unhuman, right? But what is unhuman is what's going on right here in Chiapas, that they're not giving them food, and that they're not taking care of them, and they're not using their visas of transit, right? Because it's their right. And they're taking over 12 knives and threatening the federal police officers. They destroy all the computers. They destroy the medical checkup room. They're threatening. If they don't get their visas of transit, they will be holding hostage people. Not only that, there's a pregnant lady that is threatening to get an abortion right there. They're charging 100 pesos for food. The MS-13s and MS-18s, they're selling drugs and they're selling marijuana and cocaine in there. They're selling 400 pesos a pack of cigarettes. They're selling cookies at 100 pesos. So this is okay. This is not unhuman. But what you guys are promoting and what you guys are advertising in all these countries that I just told you, Mexico needs to take care of them, right? Wow. Until when? That is the question when I first asked. There's a reason why I asked that question. When? Why? When and why and how? When is it going to stop? Why do we got to this point? And how are we going to survive this? How are we going to survive this? Do you imagine how Mexicans are going to survive this? How the United States is going to survive this? Do you imagine? Have you heard the response of the new generation, the millenniums, that they are in this Antifas, this rapid response, this caravan support networks, all these that they're telling me that I'm a fascist. I don't care what you tell me, buddy. Really, I don't care. I'm in my city, I'm in my country, and I can do whatever the hell I want according to the law and according to Article 7 and Article 6 of my Constitution. And you don't have a right in my country, Article 33 of the Constitution. Right there. I'm for my country, for my people. You're not going to come and tell me that I'm a fascist. Oh my God, I'm so offended. That I'm a bigot. Oh my God, you're going to make me cry. And that I'm a racist. When I talk to everyday Haitians, I have, taken my haircuts in a Haitian barbershop. What are you talking about? You're just inventing this because all you radical organizations like to feel guilty all the time. Oh my God, he's threatening my life. Oh my God, he's harassing me. Oh my God, I was saying, you like to feel guilty. You provoke people to feel yourself guilty. That's your game plan. That's your piece of crap psychologically. You're trash. You don't have nothing to do over here. I'm not afraid of you. Come and get it. God. Unbelievable. And they're the ones that they're saying that all of this, that Mexico, it's unhuman. That Mexico is racist and the people from Tijuana are racist. You guys need to wake up. You guys need to wake up. All these organizations talking about we need socialism. That's what we need. We need socialism. We need socialism. Do you guys have studied socialism? Do you guys have studied socialism? Oh my God. It's unbelievable what is going on in Chiapas, people. It's unbelievable what is going on over there. It's more unbelievable. It's more unbelievable what is going on not only in Chiapas, but in our whole country. Saludos, mi Richard. Y aquí comienza la patria. Mi Richard, un abrazo. ¿Cómo no? Primero México. It's unbelievable how they're taking advantage of immigrants. It's unbelievable, really. And these organizations, this socialism, this leftists, this people, they think that it's okay to use them and to make them think that it's your time to take over. This is your land. You know that there's a philosophy and there's a belief of, I don't know what religion or Indians, that they're telling all these immigrants that is a calling, and it was written that this is a prophecy, and that United States is their land because this is the land of everyone. And a lot of people are believing that. A lot of people are believing that. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. So that is what's going on over there in Chiapas for everybody that is listening right now. I'm Oscar Blue for Border Network News. We're live in Tijuana, Mexico. And it's the time over here is 12:21 at noon. For everybody that is listening, there was a riot in Chiapas in the installations of Siglo XXI between Cubans and the Cubans and Hondurans. For people from Honduras got together and they took over the installations because they're not giving them food, and they're not giving them the visas of transit to move from the south to the north. So they made a riot. They took over the kitchen. They took over 12 knives, sharp knives. They threatened the federal officers. They destroyed the computers. They destroyed also where they had all the files and computers. They destroyed the medical consult, the room where they do the checkups. They destroyed. They're threatening if they don't give them the visas of transit, they're gonna start holding hostage people. They're selling the food 100 pesos a plate. They are selling drugs in there. They're selling cocaine and marijuana. They are also selling packs of cigarettes at 400 pesos a pack, and they are selling cookies, the packages at 100 pesos. Not only that, 10 people, the most important thing, 10 people got injured, and in this riots, they threw tear gas and they threw rubber bullets for them to be controlled. So, questions, people, that you guys want to ask. I'm right here for your questions. I'm right here for everything that you guys want to ask me. Go ahead. I'm all yours. I got 10 minutes. I got 10 to 15 minutes. I always say 5 minutes and I stay for like half an hour with you guys. So I'm going to say I got 20 minutes for you guys. So 20 minutes for you guys with questions, and I will address, try to make them short, and the comments try to make them short, so I will, so I will talk to you. Your solution. I already given that a bunch of times. First of all, I think that one of the solutions is that Mexico needs to get out of the International Pact of Immigration. That's the number one for this to stop. And if it does that, if that is not the solution, well, Donald Trump needs to close the border for just one day. Just one day. So they will feel it. Whenever he feels like it, close it. And then Mexico, our president is going to feel it. And our president is going to take serious the decisions of getting out of this International Pact of Immigration. I think that is the solution. Going around all the political subjects and all, the companies that are over here, Hyundai, Toyota, Ford, every big company that is in Tijuana, the production company over here, and they're not making that much production into the United States. You want to get in that. It's a long subject to talk about. But quick solution, close the border every now and then to make them, I'm making you lose money. It's serious. I'm not playing around. You get out of the pack or we don't, or we're not doing business anymore. It is like that. And a 1 year, 1 year, 1 year of, 1 year of that Donald J. Trump gave 1 year to Mexico to make things right. I think that is a really bad solution. I don't think that 1 year is enough. I think that and 1 year is bad. You don't even imagine how much is going to happen in 1 year. I was thinking more in the next Friday that we're going to close it. So I think that 1 year is too much. I think I went over some questions. Does Mexico have vaccination laws? Yes. Will American troops make a difference? No. Has Mexican government given up? Nope. Wild West Mexicans and Americans independence, Cinco de Mayo. Cinco de Mayo, we don't believe that much in Cinco de Mayo over here. We believe more in the 16th of September, that is our Independence Day, and the 20th of November, that is the Revolution Day. Though these migrants even understand that they're breaking the law, yes, they understand, but they don't care. More questions all the way to the bottom. Blue, do you find anything to read about Ebola? I'm reading it right now. I got it right here on my laptop. I'm reading it right now. Who is paying for all this? There's a lot of people. There's too much, and I will encourage everybody to do their research. It's a movement from the United Nations with socialist political parties. So it's a socialist movement with the United Nations. They cannot lie to us anymore. We already know what they're doing. Mexicans they are aware of this. A lot of them are waking up now. Remove the cartel. How to? That is not going to happen right here in Mexico. No, I don't think that Russia and China are funding this. How many are in Tijuana? That's a really good question. Last thing that I heard was around almost 10,000. Yes, it's United Nations Migration Pact, the International Pact of Immigration. That's the other way to say it in Spanish. But, in English, yes, it's the UN Migration Pact, for you guys to know. I'm just translating how El Pacto Internacional de Migración, the International Pact of Immigration. So I'm translating from Spanish to English. But yes, you can say it, UN Migration Pact. Who is that in the photo behind you? That is my idol. That is my hero. It's called Emiliano Zapata. Search him, Google him, and you will know who he fight for. Does Mexico enforce rules of engagement with vigilantes? Let me get into it. Yes, I think so. Will they get through? Who are you talking about? Who? What people? The people right here in Tijuana, or the people over there in Chiapas? Oscar, do you have any people in your country agreeing with you? Yes, there's a lot. There's a lot of people, but we are, there needs to be a nationalist movement. No, thank you, Lisa Bradley. Are you on YouTube? Yes, go and find me on YouTube on Oscar L. Blue or Oscar Blue. Search me like that. I'm on YouTube. Subscribe to my channel. They're trying to contain him, Jane. Are the police, they're doing anything about the violence? They're trying to contain him, but it's too much. It's like the Border Patrol, they're getting overwhelmed with immigrants. And it's over here, they're getting overwhelmed with violence. And Chiapas, oh, okay, they're not letting them go until they gave them the visa of transit. The Pope, thoughts on what? On the 500,000 that he gave away for the immigrants? How can we old folks help out? You have done more than enough in all your life to protect your country of America. It's our job now to protect you. So you stay safe, share information and advise people what is going on and what is happening, and write emails and all that stuff. If you guys want to do that, go ahead. But it's our time to protect you. You have done more than enough to protect our parents, to protect your country, to protect our grandparents, to protect everybody. It's time for us to protect you. Pope, New World Order. I'm not allowed to talk about religion. But can Mexico undo the agreement with the UN? Yes, that's what we're pushing for, buddy. Judy, that's what we're pushing for, Miss Judy. That's right, Larray Guts. All folks can share and call your representatives. That's what they can do, like I just said. Thank you so much, Larray. God bless you. God bless you. God bless you, Miss Christie. Brandy, how you doing? Thank you so much. Irma Garza, that's right. Most serve in the military. Yes, old folks have done more than a lot. More than a lot. It's our job now. Our people, our generation to defend the sovereignty of humans. The sovereignty of humanity. This is unhuman. This is unhuman. What they're doing is demonic and it's unhuman. It's our job now to defend the sovereignty of my country, Mexico, and the sovereignty of my neighbor, that is America. That is our job. Are the riots contained or are they still going? They are contained now. Read your Bible, people. That's what it's, Carrie Morphin says that. My husband is 71 and wishes he could help. He is a Vietnam vet. He has done more than enough. Ms. Randy Dyer, tell your husband that God bless him. And I'm not from America, but, thank him for, fighting that good war and surviving that, that great accomplishment for America. And, tell him that it's our job now. It's our job, people like me, people like Anthony, people like Ben Bergquam. It's our job now to protect him and to protect you and to, to try to give information. And it's our job to share information, to communicate, to do coverage of what is going on, so our government can know what is going on, and the government of the United States can realize and they can know what is going on. So, God bless him. Tell him that I send him a big, gigantic hug, and he's a man of honor. And, thank him so much. A few more questions before I go. I agree with you, Irma. Today is National Day of Prayer. Oh, wow. I didn't know that. Thank you, Glenda. So let's pray for peace and love and always our country first. Should young Americans join CBP, ICE, and law enforcement? I think that it's time. Yes, I think that it's time. I think that it's time. I know which philosophy you're running with. And if they need people, I think that it's time. I'm sorry, Oscar. I'm Christian, boy. What the Pope is doing is wrong. That is your opinion. I can't say anything about religion. I can't talk about that. So please, regarding religion questions, I'm not going to answer that. I'm sorry. With all due respect, I can't answer them. Is there kids in these riots? Yes, there were. Fortunately, nobody was injured. Kids. There were 10 injured, but none of those 10 were kids. Saw you on Major League Liberty. Are you planning on another appearance? I hope. Yes, I respect those guys, Sack, Ty, and Jersey. I want to give a shout out to those three right there. Follow Major Liberty League with Ty, Sack, Big T. I call him Big T. He's a huge guy, man. He looks like 6 foot something. Big Ty, Jersey, Teddy Bear Jersey. Is a great, phenomenal guy. And Sack, he's the brain of that operation. Follow those three guys. Man, those three guys do awesome work. They do awesome work. You don't even imagine how awesome they do. They pretty much love, they adore their country of the United States. And they go off and on about, what is going on in the Republican Party and the Democrat Party. They know specifically the ins and outs of politics, of what is going on in each county and on the United States. Follow them. It's really important that you follow them, and it's really important that you watch their shows. Why? Because it talks about your country, the country that you live in. So those three guys, they're young, they're hungry, they want to do things right, and I love that. I love that these young generations, man, they're I want to do things right. So I love that. I love those three guys, Ty, Jersey, and Sack. Big hug to them. Huge hug to them. Follow them. Major Liberty League. When is AMLO gonna do something about it? I wake up every morning thinking that. Will the National Guard come to help if a person is alone and if they get through? The National Guard needs to be ASAP right here at the border now. There's no National Guard. You got the corrupt governor from California, that is Gavin Newsom, that is not doing anything about it for the people of California. And, you got those type of guys that they don't care about nobody. So that's why they don't have the National Guard in California. But regarding like Texas, El Paso, Sonora, Arizona, all those places, yes, they need the National Guard there. They need it now. Yes, I read about Agenda 31 and Agenda 30 and, 2030 and all that stuff. Does your brain shut off ever, Oscar? You're awesome. I don't get that much of sleep because I'm always reading about what's going on. And they got me a book from from this guy. This new book is a series of books that they're gonna put out from Emiliano Zapata. So I'm really hooked right now. I'm reading on the computer and I'm reading right here on get if the facts are right or not in their comparison to other books. So it's too much to read. I get excited with all this. So my brain shuts down like for 4 hours, something like that, 4 or 5 hours, and then I get up. That's it. There's no. Oh, thank you so much, Regina Nibler. I don't know how to say your last name. Javanis? I think it's Javanis. What was the name of that group of men again to follow? Mayor League Liberty or Mayor Liberty League. I think it's Mayor Liberty League. People, whoever, I always mistake that, man. But it's follow them. It's Ty, Jersey, and Zach. Phenomenal. What is the name of the book? La Vida de Emiliano Zapata. Where are the guns and laws in Mexico? Do the people have a way to protect themselves? Yes, we have. But it's really different, the gun laws over here. Can you show us the map where this riot happened, please? Right now, no. I will do it later for you. Mayor Liberty League, thank you. My great uncles fought against Pancho Villa. I don't agree with you right there, but I'm all for this. But he was a great guy. Okay, one more, and that's it. Thank you, Tammy. What is your gun laws? It's too much. It's too long. I will post my gun laws in the page so you guys can know which are my gun laws. Okay, people, it was nice talking to you guys. I am going to leave. We will see each other later on tonight. Let's see if I can make another live feed to give you updates of the riot that is going on in Chiapas. And you guys have a great and phenomenal, I think it's Thursday. So have a great and phenomenal Thursday today. Stay safe. Stay safe. Take care of yourself. Peace and love, everybody. Follow my partner, Conservative Anthony, and follow Boulder Network News. Also, you can follow my YouTube channel as Oscar Blue, and also you can follow me at my page, Oscar L. Blue. Follow me. Have a great day, phenomenal day. Peace and love. And always your country first.